in the modern generation, today I put up a video on my platform, on TikTok specifically, and I put up some posts which came out as so controversial, and there was a lot of arguments here and there about how the modern man is not experiencing an erection. Men are supposed to experience erections like 4 to 6 times, even 8 times every single day. And there's no problem with that. And by the way, men, if you're here and you ever experience that erection, do not hide it. Why? Because it's nature. So why do you shame it? Why do you get ashamed of your erection? Because it's something very important to you. But the modern man is getting possibly one erection in a day. And this erection is weak. So in the morning, they wake up with a very weak erection. And during the day, zero erection totally. During the evening, zero erection. So once they've just had that morning wood, that is enough. Now, this is becoming a serious problem because, of course, if you start having those weak erections, and if you some of you don't even have an erection, you start bringing in problems to the women because the women will start becoming chaotic. And this is something that you can easily fix. About 64 to 67% of marriages are sexless. Pause. Pause and take that in. About 64 to 67% of marriages in 2024 are sexless. Can we answer why? Ladies, why? Did marriage become boring? Is sex in marriage a serious problem that now that you've gotten used to this person, it doesn't make sense at all? Why? The reason why I don't want to ask that question to the men is because I know the problem is there. Because I think every time men will try to play the victims and start blaming the women, because they will start saying that women are the reasons why they are not having those erections. I married a woman who was dressing very well, and now as she's aging, she just dresses chaotic. She's just there. She's putting on a t-shirt every day, and that t-shirt with the stocking on the head. And I don't have the appetite that I had when I met her. Of course, all these questions come in. Is it true that women get reluctant when they get married? Or is it true that when men get to marry, they become also reluctant because when they were not married, they were chasing. And now because they have the goal, why would they chase anyway? And somebody once said, if a politician is looking for votes, once he's voted in as a member of parliament or that MCA, why would he even bother looking for, keep on chasing and looking for the votes? Is it not the end goal that now you're here and you're my wife? Why would I now struggle to prove a point to you? So it becomes a little chaotic. Look at men and women who are married in those traffic jams. You will easily know that these two are married in this for a long period of time. One is driving and focused on the road. The other one is busy on the phone or just so mad in the morning. And you wonder, why are they here? Why don't they just buy different cars? Why are they here? So you start wondering, why are these people so angry in the morning? And then you start to realize there's a problem. But the same man or the same woman sitting in another car with a side chick or a side guy, they are having these stories. There's a lot of bonding and it's very exciting. You can easily sense the energy between them. So what happens when you get in marriage? It becomes so boring. What happens that you have now to look at this guy and you're wondering, when will this guy just let me be? Like, how did it become that boring to an extent that even in that office, if you're working in the same area, which I don't encourage, but if you're working in the same area, you're so serious as though you guys are enemies. And this is being passed to the children. Now, remember we talked about spirituality sometimes back, and we said there is a nature of God, those who believe in God. There is a nature of God that love flows from God, the man, and then from the man to the woman, and then from the woman to the children. That is the flow of love, and that is the flow. That is the hierarchy of God's plan. That is the order of God. But how many of us are breaking that order? Yet we still say we believe in God. How many of us are breaking that order? Now, it has to be love has to flow from the woman to the man. Now, this, don't misquote me. Most of the times I hear women saying, I love a man. Most of them say, I love a man, I love a man. But I tend to think the reason why women say that is because they want the response. Because following the order of God, men are the ones who are supposed to love women, and women will only love products of their womb. That is the children. So it's at some point it's impossible for a woman to love a man. Women are very good at respecting and submitting. But if they ever get to love a man, it has to be conditional. There must be something you're doing. You must be a strong leader. You must be that guy. You must be an ultimate provider. But on that word, ultimate provider, what is happening to the men nowadays? Men are allowing sharing bills between them and women. So most married men are actually sharing bills with their women. Most married men have prioritized sex over anything else. Most married men have actually pedestalized the woman. Remember, a woman comes in your life because she has bought the idea of your ambition. So this is the problem, because when a woman comes into your life buying the idea or buying your ambition, she's actually coming in hoping that she can sacrifice her ambition. Now, women, don't get me wrong on this one. Hoping that she can sacrifice her ambition to just align to your goals, to your ambition, because now you became the leader. So she follows. But the problem is the leadership nowadays is so chaotic to an extent that now men are sharing bills with women. And you sit back and you expect these women not to cheat. Now remember, men, this is for you. This is a session for you. And we'll have this conversation to the end. We are sharing bills, but that's not how God designed us. That's not how our great-grandfathers did things. They never shared bills with the women. They provided exclusively. And now remember this. Like a child, children will always know that their father is the richest, even if you are the poorest. Children will always believe that their fathers are the richest. Now, when you're taking this girl or this woman from her father, you automatically become her intimate father, because you will do even better than what the father used to do. Tell me if you've ever known any girl or any lady who believes their father does not have anything, even the poorest. Those ladies who will come and tell you, if you don't have a car, I cannot date you. Their fathers don't have cars, but they still believe that their fathers are the richest. Do you know why? Because they are the ultimate providers. They used to provide. They used to actually make sure that every need, every basic need that is that this lady has to, basically that comes with these children or the woman, this father provides. The problem is we have decided to become those people who love luxury. So what we do is we prioritize luxury over the basics. Now, to some countries, a car is basic. Please tell me, in Kenya, is a car basic? This pressure that men are getting gives them anxiety, and this anxiety cannot even make you pound the arm when you're given a chance to. Because in your head, you're already anxious. Actually, this is how it happens. Ladies, I hope you get a point here. When a man takes you for a date, and you go on that date and you sit there, and then this man asks you a question that I always tell men, never ask a woman this question. That one, what are you looking for in a man? Imagine this. A man takes a lady, or a lady accepts to go on a date with a man. And then on that date, this man decides to ask this lady, what are you looking for in a man? Ladies, what is the answer to that question? Bro, ladies will give you an answer that you are definitely not. Now remember this. If you're faking life, you'll attract fake people, because the energy that is coming from within you is a fake energy. So you go on a date and ask a lady, what are you looking for in a man? Are you crazy? Are you crazy, man? Why are you asking her when she's on a date with you? Now you're asking her what she wants in a man. And guess what she tells you? She tells you she wants a financially stable man. And at that moment in time, you just asked a friend 1,000 shillings to take this woman for a date. And now she's telling you she wants a financially stable man. Automatically, you are not in the bracket, because you are not stable. You borrowed money to take her on a date. And now, deep within you, it starts to burn you. And guess what you're going to do? She tells you she wants a financially stable man. She wants a man who drives. She wants a man who respects her. And all these things that are in her head, most of them are illusions in her head. Once she tells you that, my friend, ladies, men will automatically jump to become that man. They will hire that car. they will borrow a lot of money to just prove a point. And now already they are living a fake life. Now imagine if this man ends up marrying you. You guys started it on a wrong footing. It's all about lies. Now most ladies will even tell you that they want a man who drives, they want a man who is tall, dark, handsome, all these physical things. But the man they are dating is fat, is emotional, has no leadership. But they are putting him here as a caretaker. They just know one day I will get a better man and this one is out. They know that. So they are doing this knowing, I don't want to feel lonely. When I feel lonely, I can call this gentleman. This is my boyfriend. But you see, most of the times when I tell you dating is a scam, you guys don't believe. Look at Muslim marriages. The arranged marriages. Look at the arranged marriages. You will understand what is going on because women can actually adapt to a man. It's that simple. They don't have to love you. They can adapt to a man. And they adapt to the man they are dating. A woman can have a man who was totally a drunkard and she started drinking also because she followed the lead. And then she's heartbroken, of course. The muscle is broken. And then now she joins another man who is so much into the church and she becomes the apparent church-going lady, a very good... Now she sings in the choir because she followed the leadership. So men, it's time we start leading. And we cannot lead if our testosterone levels are very low. It's difficult. Nowadays, the modern man is super emotional. He's fat. Eats all the time. He cannot even say no to food. How do you expect him to say no to sex? How? He cannot say no to food. Anything that passes, mahamri is there. Chapati is there. Rice is there. Now rice has just passed. He's taken rice. And then again, biryani passes. He forgot this is even rice. He takes it. Now again, pilau comes. He's there. He wants the pilau again. He's forgetting that this is already rice. So how are we raising boys? Right now, a lot of women or ladies are raising boys. And we all know it is very difficult for a lady to raise a boy or a son into being a man. It's near impossible. And these ladies know, but they will not accept to it. They will actually see as though they're being guitar. The reality is it's very hard for a woman to raise a boy into being a son. They can raise daughters. But look at the rates at which boys and men are ejaculating and then running away from that responsibility. Look at the rate at which men are ejaculating and running away from that responsibility. And now, these women have no option but to become masculine. Why? Because they have now to start providing. They pick up or take up the roles that were designed for the men. So now women have to be masculine. And then now because we raised these masculine women, we're also running away from them because we are saying they are masculine, they love careers and all these things. But the reality is we created this mess. Men should go back to being the traditional men, the providers, the protectors, the leaders. They should go back to being those men. Bring back those men. And I'm saying this because I was raised by a Stoic father. I am so spiritual in this. And I understand what I'm talking about because this is not just coming from the air. Look at what is going on. Everywhere you can even look at a boy dressing up in preparation for an interview or in preparation for a date. And look at even his gestures when he's talking to people who are older than him. You start knowing there's a lot of problems. These boys don't even have confidence. They are masturbating aimlessly. Every night they are masturbating. You are wondering why Arimis is just coming in a kg of Arimis and tomorrow it's done. These boys are masturbating aimlessly. These boys are watching pornography. And you guys start introducing boys to the internet at an early stage. As a boy is in high school or even in grade 7, you're already giving them a phone that has TikTok. Nowadays, every app, social media app, or every app that you open is hypersexualized. Ladies are showing thighs and buttocks. Men are showing their abs and running as though they have won a lottery. Everywhere you see, there's an advertisement for pornography, for ratchetry, for men becoming weak, for vasectomy. There is always, please, as you open those phones, you see the ads, you'll even wonder. Sometimes you open an ad, you're wondering, why is a pornographic ad here? And it's everywhere. And now men are visual creatures. When they see that, they want it. Look at how many men and women are in dating sites. Why are you being that person who is always saying, hey, please take me. This is me. I have all these problems, but please accept me. Why are you so weak and inadequate that you think people cannot come or gravitate towards you? Why do you think you have to be the one gravitating towards people? Why? You came alone, you live alone. The meaning of that is you were adequate when you came in. And this is the problem. The education system has actually messed us up so much that we think the measure of wealth has to be only in a career and money. Look at your governors. They have money, but they are always in courts. Problems after problems. Look at your member of parliament. Ran away from you people. Why? Because he cannot stand you guys. Because anytime he comes in, you want money from him. So he's thinking, these 5 years I have to just accumulate more and just disappear. For you to grow from being a male to a man is a process. You have to know how to provide exclusively. So men are suffering erectile dysfunction. Why? Because this is a cold weather, but a man cannot still find an erection. Imagine that. You're sleeping with a woman on a bed, but you cannot get an erection. And I'm not saying you have to get an erection to pound the yam. But the reality is, if you're married, one of your responsibilities is to pound the yam to satisfaction. If you don't do it, somebody will do it. So men are suffering erectile dysfunction. And of course, we'll get to play a victim. Now, once you disappoint somebody's daughter, you start playing a victim. Start saying, the work that I'm doing, this new job is stressing me, my family and all these things. You start playing a victim. And somebody once asked me, do you think married men can be alpha males? Because ladies are designed in a way that they will test you every other time. They will ask those questions that if you ever fail one of those questions, you will always be on the side of an apology. You will always be the guy apologizing. And that's how they take the power. That's how they take leadership. You walk your woman into a restaurant, which I don't encourage. I encourage people to cook food at home. But you walk this girl into a restaurant or this lady into a restaurant, and then you decide to hand her the menu because you are this romantic guy. If you hand her the menu and ask her to decide what you guys will eat. Mistake number 1, you took her to a restaurant. Mistake number 2, you handed the menu. So you handed over leadership. Instead of just walking into that restaurant and telling her, hey, they have good pork ribs here or good meat here or good fish here, so we can enjoy it, or roasted meat here. Can we try that? Ladies will follow that. They will taste it. But the problem is you hand her a menu, and then you sit back. You're also going through another menu. So you don't even know what you came here to do. You'll end up settling for chips and chicken. Once you've done that, the next thing becomes, now you're waiting for her to say what you'll eat. And then she hands back the menu. She has no idea what she should eat now. And then you decide, okay, let me order beef. Guess what she says? Me too. So why did you waste the energy to hand the menu anyway? Most married men will lie to others. They lie to us out here. How stoic they are and how they are in control of things. But when in their houses, there's a guy who said, chicken does not have facial expression. Whether chicken is rained on or whether it's sick, it will never show facial expressions. Human beings do. Anyway, so men are suffering erectile dysfunction, and erectile dysfunction is basically you being unable to have an erection, and even if you have that erection, it's weak, so you cannot maintain a consistent erection during a sexual process for about 10 to 15 minutes of basically sexual activity. And where is this coming from? Number 1, I told you men have the hormone that is called testosterone. They also have the hormone that is called estrogen, of course, but in lower quantities because estrogen is a female hormone. So these hormones are at a very serious imbalance. So testosterone is higher than estrogen. But the modern man eats a lot of wheat products, the bread, the chapatis, the spaghetti, and all these processed foods. The modern man consumes a lot of sugar, both table sugar and sugar in natural states, the honey, the fruits. The modern man consumes a lot of genetically modified foods because of status and class. The modern man is always scanning supermarket shelves. The modern man is holding a remote in their hands. The modern man is having beer every evening, 2 for the road. The modern man is becoming weaker every day. He's even considering vasectomy. So as he sits there with the remote, he's watching a doctor who is performing vasectomy. The doctor has not done vasectomy on himself, but this guy is watching a doctor who is saying vasectomy has very many benefits, but never talks about the side effects of vasectomy. The doctor is sitting there professionally. Now at least they are on strike. But the doctor is sitting there professionally to market his craft, which is good. But you, the innocent, you're buying this craft because, of course, you know you ejaculate aimlessly. You just want to ejaculate. So you know your weakness is ejaculating. And now you are opting for vasectomy. You are unable to retain semen. You are unable to do pull-out game. You are unable to wear a condom. But you want you are afraid of the responsibility that comes with your own ejaculation. Imagine that. But you still want people to call you an alpha male. You still want women to respect you just because you went to a doctor to do vasectomy. What is the need for vasectomy?